Welcome back. It is Thursday, February 1st in the NBA. My three best bets are on the way. Let's start off February with a 3-0 sweep. But first, we got to recap how we did yesterday. A 2-2 day, but it wasn't really a 2-2 day that I would really like it. Now, let's talk about why. Because the main reason here is Damian Lillard. I took his over 31.5 points plus assists. It was our 2-unit play of the day. Of course, the line bumped up to 32.5, and wouldn't you know, he ended with 32. Those are honestly the worst winners to ever recap. I don't like that we move lines. It sucked that he ended with 32. There's really not much I can do about it. Got to move on to today. Our other picks went 1 and 2. Anthony did his job. Miles Bridges turned into Miles Curry. And then Kawhi Leonard, I would have never taken his under if Paul George was ruled. If I knew Paul George was out, Kawhi barely went over at 31 points, but he shot 25 times because Paul George did not play, and they replaced him with Amir Coffey, who shot like 6 times. Just a frustrating. That's why I don't take a lot of unders, especially early in the day, because you just never know with the injury report. But let's dive into today's picks. It's going to be a good day because it's a new month. We got February here, and if you watched ESPN this morning, there's a very good chance you saw me. Yes, my ESPN feature was on SportsCenter this morning. It was an outside the lines feature. I think it was featured for about 30 to 60 seconds. I'm going to post a little bit more about that probably on my Twitter today. And then I'll probably do a second channel video of the behind the scenes kind of process of how that went down probably next week on the second channel. So really cool opportunity. I mean, I never expected to be interviewed by ESPN, but absolutely unreal. Thank you guys all for tuning into the videos, giving me these such opportunities, which is just unreal. So we're going to make the most of it, move on, and let's hopefully have a dominant February because I know we certainly are capable of it. And let's just keep it going. That's all we got to say. Let's dive into the picks though today. Like I said, I'll talk about that ESPN thing probably next week on the second channel. But let's dive into the first pick. We got 2 plus money plays today. The first one's going to be a guy by the name of Donovan Mitchell, over 11.5 rebounds plus assists plus 104 on FanDuel. Now, I'd personally play this up to minus 125. There is a chance the injury news comes out and we get some great CLV here. When I say that CLV, that's closing line value, where Donovan Mitchell's rebounds plus assist lines ends a lot higher than what we take it at this morning. And why is that? Because the Cavaliers are on a back-to-back in Memphis facing the Grizzlies. And right now you got 2 main guys that could be out for the Cavaliers. It could be obviously Evan Mobley and Darius Garland. Number one, if they don't play, awesome. This line probably bumps up and Donovan Mitchell will get the ball in his hands even more. Even if they do play, not really too concerned about it. Both are on a minutes restriction and it's a back-to-back. There's no guarantee those guys play 20 minutes, heck, even more than that. But we've seen over Mitchell's last 7 games, which included last night when he still went over this line. He's been a beast. He's averaged 5.6 rebounds per game and 8.9 assists per game, good for 14.5 rebounds plus assists. He's over this in 7 straight games. I'm not going to read off all the numbers, but last night, 14 rebounds plus assists. He did that with Mobley and Garland active. There is a chance, like I said, once again, that either of those guys or both of them do not play tonight because it's a back-to-back. Now, Memphis is going to come in here, and I think they keep this game close because they have the rest advantage here, but the Grizzlies also aren't good. So the game should be a close one where the Cavs keep it tight. The Cavs have been a really good team over the past, really in January, they're really good. And we've seen over the last 7 games, most of those with Darius Garland and Mobley out. Mitchell's averaged 15.5 assist chances and 8 rebound chances per game. I mean, 23.5 rebounds plus assist chances. I do want to note that's really in 6 games. Last night was their 7th game, but we don't have potential assist numbers right now. But I imagine they're pretty close to that because, like I said, he had 6 rebounds and 8 assists last night. We need 12 on the dot. Now, I really think this is a good spot for Mitchell. Not only could he get 10 assists, he could also go out there and grab 6-8 boards. He's certainly capable of that. Been a really good rebounding guard over the last few weeks, and I really think this is a good spot to back him. This is a Grizzlies team. Honest, I don't trust them at all. This is a team with a lot of young guys out there. They're going to brick a lot of shots. They've been giving up a ton of rebounds to opposing teams. Like last game, they give up 26 rebounds to Sabonis alone. If Sabonis doesn't grab 26 boards, his other teammates are going to grab a ton of them. I really think this is a good spot to back Donovan Mitchell. I think he could realistically, he could get 10 assists and make this a no-sweat bet. But I think he could also get 7 or 8 rebounds too and give us a really good shot at cashing this over 11.5 or plus money. I think it's a great spot to back Donovan Mitchell. Don't love him for points today. Obviously, he could drop 45 points like he did last night, but maybe he scored 45. He's like, all right, guys, sorry, I ball hogged a ton. Here, I'll give you guys the rock a little bit more. See what they got going. And if their guys are knocking down some their threes, we'll probably easily cash this. So Spida, go pass the ball, go get some rebounds. Give me his over 11.5 rebounds plus assists. Now, my second pick, going to go to a TNT play. And before I even dive into this, I do want to note, in the pinned comment later on this afternoon, I will post a TNT same game parlay. They have that promo on FanDuel where you can place a risk-free, TNT bet. So So if you want to stay tuned for that, post in the pinned comment. Just waiting on more lines because, in the mornings, we don't get lines for a ton of guys until that first injury report comes out, which I think is around 11 or 12 p.m. So probably later this afternoon, I'll post it there. And obviously post the quick link and stuff like that on FanDuel. And I might even have an added play today in that Knicks game, which only has lines for 2 players. But let's talk about the first TNT game, which is Lakers going on the road to take on the Celtics. I'm talking about Anthony Davis is over 24.5 points, minus 120 on FanDuel. Now, personally, getting that 25-point milestone is important. I don't hate it at 25.5, but I'd rather take this up to minus 135 than taking the 24.5 points. But honestly, I think AD, if he's going to get you 24.5, probably getting 25.5. He's normally all or nothing. And AD and LeBron, there is no guarantee either of those two guys plays tonight. And honestly, if AD doesn't play, feel free to just skip forward to the next one. He did miss their last game in Atlanta. It was a back-to-back. They gave him some rest to get him healthier. And the Lakers are anything but healthy today. But let's assume LeBron plays, D'Angelo Russell plays, and AD plays. Even if all those guys don't play, if Anthony Davis plays, I like his matchup better than anyone else for the Lakers. LeBron, if he plays, Drew Holiday is going to be his primary guy. Good luck with that. Drew Holiday, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. D'Angelo Russell, likely back in the starting lineup. He's probably going to get Derek White. And then you might see Austin Reeves with Jaylen Brown. At the end of the day, Anthony Davis is going to get Kristaps Porzingis, and that's the best matchup for the Lakers to attack. And we saw them do that in that first matchup between these two teams. Anthony Davis, 40 points. He had 26 shots, 10 free throw attempts. It's clear they saw the matchup advantage, and they went hard to him. And the Lakers lost that game by 11. The spread, once again, tonight is 11 points. And it's not just that AD has dominated the Celtics. He's also dominated Kristaps. And it's also just the Celtics have struggled against opposing centers. Last 7 games, Celtics allowed the second most points per game to opposing centers in the NBA, over 28 per game. Number 1 is the Spurs at around 33 per game. AD's last 2 versus Kristaps, 40 and 55 points. So he's cooked Kristaps. And I'm not saying maybe it's Kristaps. It might just be, one of those games was against the Wizards. But he's had this good matchup here, and he's dominated Kristaps before, and I think he's going to continue to do it. Kristaps, not the best guy at moving his feet. AD, obviously really good and crafty at getting to the free throw line too, which Kristaps sometimes can be known for getting into foul trouble. And I really do think this is a spot where we've seen this is Celtics team. They do not double team guys. They just let you go one-on-one, which is why I'd rather go to AD, a guy we know is capable of going one-on-one, getting to the free throw line, getting into the lane, and scoring, which is kind of where I want him to be. I don't want him shooting threes. We've seen his last 7 games versus Boston. Like I said, he's played well against them. Averaged 28.6 points per game in these last 7. He scored 32, 27, 31, 17, 37, 16, and 40 points, going over this in 5 of 7. His 2 misses, he shot 15 and 13 times. Look, that's not enough field goal attempts for Anthony Davis. This bet will come down to how aggressive he is, and I think he'll be aggressive tonight. This is a matchup he needs to be aggressive in, and he's going to play a lot of minutes. Sure, they could get blown out. That could happen. It's a TNT game, and I swear always one of them has to be a blowout. But I also think this is just a good spot back AD. Typically plays the whole third quarter, plays a lot of minutes. Obviously, the Lakers in desperate need of some wins here. So if this game's close, AD is going to play a ton of minutes. I don't think they keep it close unless AD is playing well. So give me his over 24.5 points. I really like it. I think it's a great spot to back Anthony Davis. On the road, I don't love to back him there, but I think this is a good spot to back him. Give me his over 24.5 points. Then my third and final play of the day will be an under. If this under loses, you better believe I will not be taking an under probably for a few weeks, just because I hate rooting against guys. But it is Vince Williams of the Memphis Grizzlies under 3.5 assists, plus 120 on DraftKings. For starters, love the value here. Getting a 3.5 assist line at plus 120, I'll take it. Obviously a low line. Vince Williams could get 4 assists. He's done it before. He could do it again, but I will fade him here. FanDuel, as this time of recording, do not have a line for Vince Williams. Don't ask me why. I have no idea, but I like fading Vince Williams tonight back at home. Now, Vince Williams did miss the Grizzlies last game, and he's coming in here. I don't think he gets a minutes restriction, but if he does, hey, I'd sign me up. But over the last 5 games, Vince has had 2, 1, 4, 4, and 1 assist. Now, the big part here is he's averaged 4.4 assist chances during that time span. So it's not just that he's maybe not even going over this line. I guess he's over on the hook twice, but it's also that he's just not getting the assist chances, which is kind of why we're here. If he's getting 5 assist chances, he needs to cash 4 of those at an 80% clip to get it done. Yeah, that's going to be tough to do. Now, obviously, the Grizzlies are a beaten up team. Basically, everyone and their mother on their team is listed on the injury report. For some reason, my chair kept going down, down, down while I was talking about him. But either way, 2 things have to happen here for Vince Williams. Number 1, he's got to pass the ball. If he's cooking, he ain't passing. Number 2, his teammates have to make shots, and I don't trust any of his teammates to knock down shots. And this is just a not good matchup for him. Vince and the Grizzlies, like I talked about with Mitchell, they faced the Cavaliers. Last 10 games, Cavaliers, fewest assists per game allowed in the NBA. Also the 3rd lowest field goal percentage allowed. Obviously, Evan Mobley's back, which will help their defensive field goal percentage. But also, even if Evan Mobley doesn't play, all those games are basically without Evan Mobley. So I think at the end of the day, Vince He's in a tough spot here. His last game pre-injury, 1 assist on 2 assist chances. The assist chances aren't there. That was a game without Luke Kennard. Kennard doubtful to play. So was D Rose. I'm going to bring back either of those two guys, sign me up, but I just don't love this spot for Vince Williams. You're getting a low over-under. This is a game between two teams at a slow pace. Obviously, we're still rooting for Donovan Mitchell to go do his thing, and I think he can get it done in a slow-paced game. But I really do think Vince, he could get 4 assists, sure, but I think the line should be closer to about -110, -120 each way. Give me +120 on this under. I'll take it and hope that Vince Williams and his teammates don't make shots today. So I'll take Vince Williams. Give me his under 3.5 assists, +120, my third and final play of the day. Let's absolutely dominate. The last time we had a 3-pick card, we swept. Now there is a chance I do add a play. I was looking at a couple things in the Knicks game, but stay tuned for that. Don't know who's playing for the Knicks, and we only have lines for OG and Anunoby right now. Jalen Brunson has like 1 line on FanDuel. So stay tuned for that. The 3 picks right now. I will post a TNT same game parlay using that promo that FanDuel has later on this afternoon. If you're following us on Twitter, you shouldn't miss out on that. I'll post it with several hours before the tip-off. So definitely check the pinned comment. It should be down there. Should have a new second channel video live soon. Let's have a wonderful day, and I'll talk about that ESPN feature next week, which is just unreal that even happened. But appreciate you guys as always. It's Austin signing out. See you in the next one. Peace.